Welcome to Not Working Unfiltered. I am Leslie.
And I'm Jordan.
Now, every week we take what's happening in sports, business, and everyday life, and we have conversations with each other and guests when we have them, and we tell people what we think and what's happening, right?
Yeah, but you don't need a show to tell people what you think, that's for sure. But today we've got a great show. We're talking about the pressure heading into MLP Orlando, why so many people wear being busy like it's a badge of honor, and why cruising continues to be one of the best vacation values in travel.
I sure like cruising,
Yes, you do.
you know. Now, for those of you guys that don't know what MLP is, it's Major League Pickleball is coming to Orlando. So whether people are chasing championships, you're a weekend warrior, whatever, you're chasing goals for work, we got something here for you.
That's right. So let's jump in.
All right, so let's start with something that pressure. Let's talk about sports. I like the sports pressure, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about the last regular season weekend for Major League Pickleball is coming to Orlando, Disney's Wide Worlds of Sports. I almost called it something else, but
If you know, you know.
it's coming to Orlando this weekend, right?
Yes. It'll be here Friday through Sunday. Some of the biggest names will be here. Going to be at Disney, so it's going to be a crazy packed weekend. Um, for some teams, it's not just another tournament. It's not just another weekend. It could make or break their season.
Yeah, you're right. That is one of those things that this weekend we're going to see a lot of big names, what do you think?
Well, Major League Pickleball is in Orlando at Disney's Wide World of Sports. Final regular season event before the playoffs. Playoffs
Correct.
start right after that. So it's kind of, it's the last ditch effort for some. It's kind of, let's see how many more points we can get for others. Some are playing good and some are not. So
Correct. 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 Now, I don't know if you've been following it.
not as hard as you.
I know. I know. I know.
I
I
love
know.
to watch the games. I'm not as into all the numbers and stats and stuff like that. I like to watch the games, but
Oh, I keep the stats. I try to figure out who's good, who's bad. I like seeing that Annalie Waters is almost a say 7.0 on Duper rating.
oh, that's
She's a
crazy.
6.99, I
But
think, or
if you
6.98.
watch her against some other
Correct.
players, you see why.
Yeah. So what we're going to talk about the MLP, we're going to talk about who is your championship contender. Who do we think is already going to be like, all right, this is the team to beat. We're going to talk about who are the bubble teams, the teams that basically have to win this weekend in order to make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And we're also going to talk about um, does it really matter whether you finish first or 12th
If you
to
don't
actually
win,
win the championship, right?
very good question.
So let's get in it.
All right, so let's talk about Orlando. Does playing in Orlando actually give certain teams an advantage?
So I actually do not think that actually playing here in Orlando is going to give an advantage to any team.
Why?
Well, we've seen them in Punta Gorda. They do Daytona. The PPA comes out
Yeah.
here and play. All these players, most of them live in Florida,
Mm-hmm.
South Florida.
PPA is different than MLP, but obviously they cross over because their players are
Correct.
in
But
MLP.
a lot of these players already live out here.
Right.
So they're used to this weather. None
or
of
they
them.
play out here so often that it's not
Correct.
it's
So
not
I don't
something they're not
think
used to.
it's going to hinder them. What
Okay.
I think is really going to hurt them is the wind factor because we're getting a little bit more
Yeah, it's
thunderstorms.
hurricane season.
Correct. We're starting hurricane season
Yeah.
and the rain
Mm.
delays. That is actually
That messes
where,
with people's minds and like their mentality and
right,
how they've warmed up, et cetera, et cetera. Just like soccer.
correct.
If you start warming up and then there's a rain delay, et cetera, depending on how long that rain delay is, your warm up isn't going to be as
Yep.
long as it was, and so you don't get enough time to prep to get warm, to stretch, to get focused. So
Yeah. So that's the thing. I don't think the weather is actually going to affect them that much. I still think
you
New
don't think the
Jersey is going
weather's
to
going
be
to
New
affect
Jersey.
them? I mean,
No,
the weather
it
might
won't.
affect them.
It may be rain,
But
but
yeah, I don't
New
think like
Jersey's
the
still going to
Florida
be New
heat is going
Jersey.
to be.
St. Louis is still going to be St. Louis.
And they're tied
You
right
know,
now.
They're tied in first place.
Yeah.
So they're basically in the playoffs. They're just trying to figure out who wins the regular season
And let's talk about
between them.
who is in those teams. That's the thing. Annalie Waters plays for
New Jersey.
New Jersey. Anna Bright plays for St. Louis.
Correct.
They are teammates in PPA for women's doubles. They also
Yep.
play against each other in
MLP.
well, yes, but they also play against each other in PPA
Correct. When they do the mixed up.
mixed doubles. So
Now, this is the teams that I want to talk about, right? We know it's coming to Orlando. Orlando Squeeze, who just traded Federico to New Jersey.
wow.
Correct.
So
Right
how is that
before
new
this weekend.
player into the mix going to affect them negatively or positively? Have they played
So
with
this is the
those
thing
players
with New
before?
Jersey.
That's going to be a thing
With
too.
New Jersey, their main thing was the dream breaker. I think that's what it's called. I know it's not dream maker. I think it's the dream breaker
For game
where they
4.
play singles for 4 points.
Mhm.
Now
Yeah, dream.
Federico, he is your singles specialist for that team now, right? Now the same thing as St. Louis has Hunter Johnson,
Mhm.
who's also the singles specialist for that team.
Yeah.
But
If you watched this weekend and you saw their dream breaker specialist, he did not have a good weekend.
yeah,
I'm so sorry.
Brooklyn pickleball team, they got
Hayworth.
Hayworth, and I have
I mean,
never seen it.
Alshon played his first round good, but Hayworth,
Yeah.
I mean, he is like
He lost 7 points out of 8. That's harsh, and he's the number one singles player.
Yeah.
So this year, this is how the teams are stacked in the groups, right? In Group A, you got St. Louis
Mhm.
with, Anna, Hayden, Gabe, you name a famous or a
Fahey.
trending pickleball player right now, one of the top 10
they're all
players.
top
They're all
players
there.
in PPA too.
So you got in Group A, you got St. Louis, Brooklyn, Las Vegas, Orlando Squeeze, and Miami. You still got the Phoenix Flames as well. So they got 6 teams in there. Who's going to come out in that group to play for first place? Of course, I believe is St. Louis because they have such a stacked team. In Group B, you have New Jersey Fives, the Mad Drops, which is where Ben John plays. You got the new team, the Palm Bay Royals, which is the tattoo team, is what I call them because they're all filled up with tattoos. The California Black Bears, Chicago Slice, and I believe actually Chicago Slice is like the youngest team out there. They got a bunch of teenagers in it, and Carolina Hogs. My bad, I said it wrong. Carolina Hogs. Now, of course, out of that group, I think New Jersey should win it, but you never know about LA. When Ben Johns is in the team, you don't know what comes out of that team. They're still a good team. Now, we know that my prediction is New Jersey, St. Louis will play for the top team.
Oh, for sure.
Right? Now, let's talk the playoffs. Right? So, in the playoffs, Orlando Squeeze is 2 points away from making the playoffs. Okay? Miami is 8 points from making the playoffs. I'm not going to talk about Phoenix and Carolina Hogs because they are all the way at the bottom. They need miracles for them to make the playoffs. They got 2 points and 3 points each, depending. I highly doubt they're going to make the playoffs ever. Sorry.
This year. We're going to say this year, not ever.
This year they won't. Okay. So right now, I'm saying Orlando because the Squeeze has hopefully a home field advantage.
Yeah,
and they're able to give a good performance so they can get in. Now, Orlando is led by Jack Sock, right? Which great player, great comeback story this year. He's been playing really well. Can they have a good tournament?
I don't know if he can carry the team to.
So that's the big thing.
Playoffs.
Now, the other part of it is, can Chicago have a good enough tournament where they don't let anybody leapfrog them? So as long as they don't get leapfrogged, then Chicago, California, Atlanta, SoCal, the hard H, the guys with the dice, they all stay in. So that's one race right there, right? trying to see if Orlando, Miami, and Las Vegas can have good enough to leapfrog some teams to get into the playoffs.
Right.
But here comes the other crazy part. We know New Jersey and St. Louis are number one.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, Columbus is number 3, and Dallas, with they played
They played
good
this
this weekend. You know, uh, the Australian,
I mean, they're the ones that kind of destroyed.
Brooklyn,
Yeah.
correct. You know, and they
In
played
the
well.
dream
They
breaker.
leapfrogged to 4th place, so technically they will get a bye on the first week.
Okay.
Right, top 4 teams get a bye on the first playoff week, and then they play on the championship week.
Okay.
So, but LA Mad Drops are 1 point from 4th place, and Brooklyn Pickleball Club, who both play this weekend,
Mm-hmm.
are 8 points from 4th place.
Wow.
So, can those 2 teams knock off Columbus and Dallas off of the top 4 and bring them up? So, there's a lot of little things happening this weekend that is going to shake up the not so much who's going in, but what position people get.
Yeah, I think first and second place
are
pretty much
deadlocked.
locked. Yeah,
I don't see anybody knocking off either one of those.
No.
Um,
It's those other top 4.
it's
the
the
third and fourth
position,
place.
3rd and 4th
Yeah.
place. Who's going to be there? Who's going to get the extra week of rest? Who's going to be able to get a better game plan? Now, the thing is with St. Louis Shock, are they going to have the same game plan they did? I think it was 2-3 weeks ago when they played New Jersey 5.
And beat.
That they did that rec play. You remember?
Yeah.
Let's target the weaker player. Target the weaker player. And I'm not saying Georgia Johnson is weak. I'm just saying if you got to target somebody, Annalie Waters or Georgia Johnson, and you want somebody to beat you, guess what? Georgia Johnson is going to try to. You got to get Georgia Johnson to beat our team.
Yeah.
You know. So that's the thing. So there's a lot of little things happening here in Florida this weekend, and for whoever's going out there is going to have a blast because there are so many big name players that are showing up.
Yeah.
Type deal. So I think it's going to be. This is actually going to be a fun pickleball weekend in Disney.
Yeah. I mean, you're also in Disney, so
Correct.
People are coming for vacation. It's kind of like the end of summer type deal before school starts, so it might be a little bit more chaotic than people, I think, anticipate. Correct.
Now, talking about summer, what's something else we want to talk about? This summer happened.
Oh, so if you haven't watched it yet, you got to watch The Dame.
I don't know if you got to watch it.
You got to watch it. If you're a pickleball fan or like to play pickleball and you're like, why do all these people hate the sport, or why are all these people saying all these bad things? Watch it.
All right, so this is a spoiler alert. We're going to talk about the biggest, I guess, pickleball movie, or the most hyped pickleball
for sure,
movie.
because there are some, celebrities in there.
Yeah, the most hyped pickleball movie that they've made. I've seen a few, and some of them are really dorky, but this one wasn't horrible. There were some weird little things. Now, what was your first overall impression? Just watching the movie, what's the first impression that stands out to you?
I mean, it was cheesy.
Cheesy?
Yeah.
Right? It was. See, she took the words out of him. It was cheesy. Now, was it like good cheesy, or like, I'm sorry, Swiss cheese lovers, but Swiss cheese is not that good of cheese for most people. I like Swiss cheese. Some people don't like it. What kind of cheesy was it to you?
Was it like moldy Swiss cheese, or was it like, good, like brand new Swiss cheese?
I mean, exactly.
It wasn't like bad. It wasn't bad cheesy. It was on the line.
It was on the line.
Yeah, for me it was on the line. Especially, I mean, yes, obviously we're hyped about pickleball and bringing that to mainstream and having people see it more. You're putting it against tennis, of course. That's the biggest thing is, it's lazy old people's version of tennis.
Well,
okay, well, you get on the board. We're gonna get
that. Don't call lazy old people. Did you think there was any realistic scenes in the movie? Anything that really like, oh, you know what? Yeah, that I've seen that at Oak Street. I've seen that at
Or
wherever I play.
people on the tennis courts don't want pickleball people playing, and so they throw their balls into oblivion. Yeah, you see that all the time.
You do. That was pretty.
And I mean, that was spot on.
That was
You
kind of spot
also
on.
the back and forth between the pickleball players, that was good. I mean,
Oh, the
that's
kitchen when they were
legitimate.
talking junk to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fantastic. That you see it all the time. The trash talking that we do in between games. Yeah, that was good. I like the part wherever he said, "Oh, I'm a tennis player. I know how to play." Blah blah blah, and then he kept hitting the ball into the net.
He didn't even know how to
You'll be surprised.
serve.
That
He didn't
happens
yeah.
all the time.
I was
So
like,
there
"Oh,
were
I can play tennis. I can definitely play pickleball."
some
Okay.
really realistic moments, but at the same time, I thought there were more unrealistic things in this movie than realistic. There were a few real things that do happen, like
Yeah.
some of the relationships between the pickleballers joking around with each other. Uh, you know, but a lot of it was like a satire, like making fun of the whole pickleball tennis, who plays it type deal.
Mhm.
The one thing that really stands out to me is in the final game. Sorry again, spoiler alert, where they were playing in a really crappy
Court.
court, and
That
the court
happens.
was wet. The court had
Dead spots. Well,
I
this one had like crack,
I don't
like a
want to say
big
it was a dead spot. It had like a small volcano,
yeah.
is
We've
what it
seen
looked
that
like.
though. We have seen
We
that
have
though.
seen it, but people don't really play in those courts
Right.
like that.
Yeah.
They're like get mad, they don't play in it. So I
But I
think
think that was kind of the point where like they didn't want pickleball players there,
correct.
so that's the court that they gave them, the one that was the worst to play on to hopefully deter from playing. So that I mean
I
that
mean,
was
it
very
was
valid.
like nobody really plays pickleball on a wet court. They had them
Wet? No.
playing,
Yeah.
but
I mean it was like right at the
so some of the stuff to me, I was like, yeah, really. We don't play in that bad of a court. And then the other one, as it gave me what is it called? This thing, the ick factor. I don't know if that's what you call it. The ick, the
like
the
trying to bring the whole
romance.
like romance thing into it.
That
Yeah.
was just freaking weird as hell. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I mean, it didn't really fit. I guess they needed another kind of spin to the movie to not make it all about pickleball versus tennis kind of thing. I guess they brought that into there just as much as they brought like the whole father-son relationship in there.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean,
I don't
they
know.
brought in a thing that a guy got the hots for this older woman.
But it does happen. It
Like
happens. Maybe not
it
to you, but
happens, but I was like, okay, this guy. It doesn't happen like that. It doesn't. I don't. Maybe it's because I don't feel that I'm gonna feel attracted to, you
I mean,
know,
well, I would hope not since we're
an
married.
an 80-year-old woman type deal. But this guy was like in his
That's a stretch.
40s to it. I was like, okay. So to me, that was a little bit
Totally kind of like unrelated to
like
the
that,
movie. Like it
unrelated
didn't.
to the movie
Yeah.
that threw me off. Like everything else was great. That part, I was like, okay, uh, that doesn't happen, you know, or if it does, you don't see it how it happens in that way. Uh, so that to me
It
was
could have
just
been done a
weird.
little bit differently to not bring like a romance aspect into it.
Correct.
It could have been like, friends and partnership and, helping each other through the
Yeah,
hard
more
times or
more
whatever.
of what the pickleball community is,
Yeah.
but that whole thing that a young guy hooks up with an old woman or whatever,
I mean, they
I
didn't
don't
take it obviously to the
to that
extreme,
extreme. It was
but
just a kiss,
yeah.
but you know what I mean. That
Yeah.
was just like okay,
They had to bring some drama, I guess, other than
oh,
the dad
that was
and,
just weirdness. But okay, whatever. Now, do you think this movie's actually going to inspire someone to play pickleball?
I think it'll not inspire somebody to play pickleball. I think it'll bring that to people's minds, be like, let's kind of see, let's try it
Or
out.
make to get them curiosity as
Right. Be
to
like,
all right, is
no,
pickleball
yeah,
really
it's like, let's see if it is actually what people say about, being crap compared
let
to tennis
let's see if
or
it's really are we really hooking up with old ladies? I don't. I'm just saying. I
I mean,
think
unless you can get into those 55 plus communities, which are gated,
yeah. Now this is the thing. The movie I don't think it hurt or helped pickleball in any way. I just thought it was a fun movie. If you enjoy pickleball, it's something that makes you laugh
yeah,
because a lot of the stereotypes were thrown in there,
for sure.
you know. But do I think is actually gonna tell somebody, "Oh yeah, I want to go play pickleball"? No. I'm like, I don't think somebody that has never played the game by watching this movie is gonna say, "You know what? I want to go play pickleball."
The only thing is maybe for a lot of people that haven't heard of it, they're like, "Oh, okay, well,
Correct.
let's watch this movie and see what it's like," right? And then they're like that, and like maybe they go on a cruise or something like, "Oh, that I saw that on a movie. Let's try it out," because they've
Correct.
got like beginner classes and stuff like that, or something like that might happen, but not. Yeah, it's not going to inspire all these people to go
Yeah,
out
I
and
don't.
play.
I think that there's other documentaries out there that can watch that they
Yeah,
can watch if they want to get inspired type deal
or just
into
watch pickleball
pickleball.
TV because
Yeah, watch pickleball TV. All kinds of stuff is there.
you can learn a lot from
It's
just
free.
watching them. Yeah.
But that's the thing. Now, what would you grade this movie on a scale 1 to 10?
Ooh.
10 deserves an Oscar.
Oh,
You're not
well,
giving
then
it
we're
a
going
10?
for like a 4.
You want a 4? Man,
It
you're
definitely doesn't
harsh.
deserve an Oscar.
Out. You going for? You giving it
I
a
mean, I was
4?
gonna say a 6, but then you said Oscar worthy, and I'm like, "Ooh, no."
No, you know what I mean. I can go 1 to 10. There's a lot of movies out there that are at tens that never got an Oscar. There's
I
movies out
know.
there that I think are like a
I'd still
one
say it
and
was a
they got an
4.
Oscar. You
Yeah.
still give it a 4?
Mhm.
I give it a 6. I, I I give it a 6 because it wasn't a bad movie, but if you're not into pickleball, you're
You're
gonna
not
give
gonna
it
get it.
lower than that. You
Yeah,
know,
you're also not gonna
you're
you're
not
not
gonna
even gonna watch
understand it.
it.
You're not gonna care about it. You know, I'm like the whole thing of the movie is that at the end his name was the Dink. I'm like, that's weird, but I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
whatever. You know. So, but overall, I give it a 6. You spend an hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes, a good laugh, right?
I'll
You still
stick
give
with a
it a
4.
4?
Mhm.
Damn. Did you fall asleep in it or something?
No.
I didn't.
Alright,
Mhm.
so listening to athletes talk about pressures got me thinking.
Okay. Listening to athletes or just me talking about the the movie here, you know. I
That
do
and then talking
know.
about the MLP players and their pressure to get those crucial points
All
to
right.
get into the top 12.
All right. Well, pressure, truthfully, is not something that I'm not used to because, I was a former athlete. I am a business owner. So, as a business owner, I do get a lot of everyday pressure, or
Competition.
I feel as a weekend warrior athlete,
That's a good that's
I
a
feel like
good
I
way
get a lot of
to explain you,
pressure,
yeah.
from day to day. So,
Well, you
but
played
nothing
pickleball the
like
other day,
but not.
and, oh,
Oh,
you were
I was hurting for
mad,
two
mad.
legs.
Not even that, but if you were losing, you were mad, mad,
Oh yeah,
especially
I
against
was.
certain players
Listen,
because
so
you've played with them since, like, the beginning.
so this is a problem, right? I haven't been religiously playing pickleball like I used to. So, or I play with
Been a rough
lesser
couple
people.
months,
I
so it's
get
been a little bit
I get
less, yeah.
some bad habits, and then I'm playing with these guys who play just about every day. They're practicing, they're drilling. And I'm playing against them. I'm like, yo, I used to be able to beat you guys easily.
Yeah.
How am I still losing? I'm like, so yeah, that. But it's the same thing with work. I get the same way with work. Work gives me the same things, pressure every single day. So you know what I mean, right? For
Yeah.
work,
And then
right?
somewhere along the way, being busy and all that pressure became something people were proud of for some reason.
Well, like me and pickleball, I wear the badge that I play daily.
You
I,
did.
I don't win, but I boast that I play on a daily basis, and that I'm able to be good at the schoolyard, as I call it, or the backyard, whatever. But at work, because we went to a networking event. Well, I went to a networking event. You weren't able to. Um, One of the things that a lot of people kept telling me is that, oh my God, they've been so busy at work. They're they're stressed out, this and that, because of so busy. And they were kind of like gloating with that busy. Like,
Mm,
oh yeah, I've been busy. Oh, you know what?
because
Oh
busy
yeah.
equals success. But does it
Correct.
really? Does it
So
really?
that's the thing, is that they were just like, oh my God, yeah, I've been so busy. I can't believe I made it to this event. I don't know why I'm using that voice, but nobody used that voice, and it was not a woman that was telling me this. I'm just, I guess I go into that clueless voice. Oh my God, this is what
You're showing your
happened.
age right now for sure.
I know, but you know what I mean. It's like I'm telling people, oh, so what did you get my email? Oh, I've been just so busy, this and that, blah blah blah.
When in all
Oh, I
actuality,
have all
they
this
either
going
just didn't see
on,
it
you know.
or yeah.
So so that's the thing. That's what I got a lot of. Now, have you heard when you go to events and stuff like that? Do you feel that when somebody says, "Oh my God, I'm swamped for this and that," it's kind of like a status symbol to them?
I think that people feel that way, or I
Mhm.
think that people tell themselves that and then want to portray that. But being business owners for years and years now of several businesses, um, I think that's just something that you tell people. I don't
Yeah,
really think that it's actually meaning that you're so successful and so productive, and so you're just saying that you're so busy to just kind of like people you just basically nod and agree with everybody
yeah.
knows. I think it's just like part of passing conversation, to be honest, with business owners and in
I think
like
it just makes
networking
them feel
events and
important.
stuff.
Like they have this thing
Or
of
like, oh,
important.
they feel, yeah, like, oh, maybe they'll do business with me because I'm so busy. Well, some people would not. Some people will be turned off by that. But like, oh, they're so busy, they're not going to have time for like
Correct.
my
Correct.
business. Or if you did have an interaction with them previously, and they're like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm so busy. Okay, well,
Like we can't ever in our what we do, we can't ever tell anybody that we're too busy. We lose a client immediately.
I mean,
To
yeah, if we're not responsive, Google is a thing, so people
correct, you tend to
people
lose to
can
Google
book stuff on
or
their own, which they
Expedia or
always can.
whoever.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's the
I
thing.
mean,
I just think that a lot of people feel that by them telling you that they're busy or that they're doing so good with their business because they have so many things going on, makes them feel like, oh, I'm important. I have this, I have that. It
mhm.
doesn't really translate to success, I guess.
Yeah. Well, like, what do they
You know?
say? Like, when you know all these things, but you're not like a when you know all these different things, but you're not like a professional at one
Oh,
of
you're
them,
a
or
jack of all trades, but you don't know shit.
exactly like, oh, I know how to do all these things, but you don't put your
Yeah,
all into one of them, and so they all end up going to the
correct.
wayside, or you're failing at all of them because you're not focused on one of them or two of them. So I think it's a more negative thing than a
Uh,
positive thing these days because you're also having to try to prioritize work and because obviously life is
yeah.
expensive, you know? But then also too, is work your life, right? Is your family suffering? Is your health suffering? Is
Well, we'll
your
get to all
other
that
things
suffering in a
suffering?
minute when we get in a second as to what the cost of being busy is. You're getting ahead of us, you know?
Well,
That
that's
busy thing
very
is starting to
important.
get in your head. But I think some people actually use that badge for validation to get an okay from a person.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like some people say, "Oh my God, well, you know what? I had to make
So they use it
14
as an
phone calls.
excuse.
I answered 72 emails. I have all these one-on-ones that I have to do." It's like, they kind of want that, like, "Oh my God, you're doing so good," type validation for it, which I think is like, okay, if you're that busy, why are you at this networking event?
Hmm.
Why are you here?
Yeah.
You know,
Or why are you not hiring an
or
employee?
correct,
Mhm.
why aren't you utilizing your time a little bit better? So that's the thing is like, I actually think some individuals confuse that being busy isn't their real goal, or that's not a goal as a business owner. It's more, what is the process, making progress
Yeah.
little by little. It's like, I can say that I'm doing 500 emails that I sent out, but that I follow through with one of them that
Hmm.
answered me back.
Yeah.
I can stay busy all day. Doesn't mean that I'm
Doing
actually
nothing.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's the main thing, you know? So,
Doing nothing that's going to progress your goal. Whatever the goal is, whether it be
yeah.
business or personal. It's are you doing the Are you being the right kind of busy that's being productive and moving you in a
Correct.
positive direction?
Well, yeah, I just think people have become addicted to looking productive instead of actually being productive.
Oh, like with like working from home or working remote? They're like,
Not
"Oh,
even that.
yeah."
I'm gonna use one simple example, right? There are so many tools out there where you can create posting on social media for a month.
Mhm.
You do it in one day.
Mm.
You have your whole calendar set up. But no, some people want to post every day. They want to take selfies every day. They want to do this every day.
I mean, you
Um,
can throw some of those in there to
correct.
make like
I
a
get it.
personal
But when you're
connection,
like,
but those are
oh,
quick.
I have to post today these 5 things for today. Oh, I got to post these 3 things for today.
When you
When you
can set those up to be done in
correct,
advance to
if
free
you sit
yourself up
one
for
day,
more productive things.
exactly, you sit
Yeah.
on one day, you set up your whole social media calendar. It's like set
Even
it
if you
and
do it
forget it.
weekly because you don't, some people are
Correct.
not as, "Oh, I can do all of these things per month." Well, things change within business,
Correct.
so you could
You
do
can
it
do it on a
weekly,
weekly
but
basis at
still.
least, but
Yeah.
when you're doing it on a daily basis, now you're spending an hour, 2 hours out of your day editing, pulling pictures, et cetera, for your social media when you can do it all in one day.
Mhm.
Now you
Yeah, because
got
those templates and
do
everything are
something
already
else,
there, and you're already in that
you know?
mind frame or, like, in the zone to be doing it, and you could just do it then.
Exactly. I just think that looking busy, it's easier than actually not looking busy.
Yeah.
Like, you know how hard it is for us to just be able to do whatever we want to do when we want to do it. Like sometimes we get that itch, like, oh my god, I feel like I got to do something. But
Mhm.
it's like, okay, everything's done. What do I need to do?
Yeah.
I think that's one of the things that a lot of people get that that I don't want to call it ADHD because it's not ADHD. It's that little itch. That, oh
Mhm.
my god, when your butt starts itching when you're sitting down too long, and you got to get back up and
Or
do something. Like, oh my
it's
god, I got to
numb.
go do something. I don't know what I'm supposed
Or
to do.
they fear that they are not perceived as being productive if they're not always doing something.
Correct. A lot of people have that
Like it's a guilty
perception.
like a guilty conscience if I'm not looking at least like I'm doing something or even feeling like I'm always doing something, then I'm not being productive. I'm not
Yep.
making it worthwhile or earning my keep or whatever that case may
Yeah.
be, whatever it's.
No, what I tell people is that in today's society, you, I think you're rewarding busy work instead of
Productivity.
the productivity of it.
Mhm.
What do I mean by that? Um, you're getting rewarded for, let's say you're a telemarketer, right? I don't even know those exist anymore because
You
AI is
should. They
taking over
call on
them.
our phone every day.
But it's not a person; it's a
A
robot,
robot at
right?
this
But
point,
back in
yeah.
the day, you were a telemarketer. A telemarketer, or I'll use myself. I used to do cold calling for timeshares back in the day, right? Back in the day, I didn't get rewarded as to how many calls I made
Mhm.
in a day. It was how many deals I closed.
Right. Now
Now
it's
it's like, okay, I need you to call 50 people in one day, and you're rewarding that person by giving them their job, keeping their job. They're doing bare minimum, but they're not really closing a deal.
yeah.
So as I know there's people that do call areas and do cold calling, but it's how many touches you make
I
instead of
think it's
closes.
yeah, I mean, I agree with that, but I think it's also too if you're talking about, like, bigger businesses, the problem is the incentive to actually get the things done and be productive isn't there either.
Right.
So it's kind of a give and take. Like, if you're, like, a 1 or 2 person business like us, like, it's
Mm,
it's better that we do not only delegate, but, like, work together and just, like, be actually productive and get the stuff done, and then we can go about our day and do whatever we want, versus people that are like, "Well, I have no incentive to
yeah.
complete this here because it's due here." Well, they're not gonna give me anything better, or I've done all these things for them, or I work all these extra hours, or I do all this stuff, and there's no appreciation or compensation in
Well,
that.
that's a whole other subject about paying for what you did. I'm just talking about how some employers rather you be busy than effective.
Right.
I can use a marketing person that we used to have, way back when I used to work at an office. If you watch this marketing person, you know who I'm talking about. They used to want this marketing person to visit 30 offices a day, but they weren't concerned as to how many patients were coming in. They were just more concerned as to visit these offices.
Hmm.
I mean, the marketing person was getting the results that we wanted, but because she wasn't busy doing busy work,
Well, we could say the same thing for
it's
you being marketing for that same office at the end.
correct.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that is like, I think some employers or
It's not about the quality that they're
society,
bringing in. It's just that, oh, I'm paying you this. I want to see what
correct. So I think
it's.
in society nowadays, it's like they they reward you for looking busy and being busy,
Hmm.
and I think some individuals believe that that's what work is about, you know. Like a lot of the things was like when I used to work, at the doctor's office, I could get my work done in 3 hours. But then
But you needed to be there for 11. So now
I had
what are
to
you
be
going to
there
do?
for 11. So now what am I gonna do for the other hours? Now I gotta look busy.
Hmm.
So now you're training me to just be a busybody and come up with stupid things to do
Yeah.
instead of just saying, okay, you did the work, okay, go home. This is one of those things that when I was in the military, when we did the busy stuff, it's like, all right, I'm in the military. This is what I would do. We would work. Once we were done, me and my guys would go play spades.
Hmm.
Man, I don't have time to go sit around and do busy BS. Listen, work's done. Let's go play. But that's always been me. It's like,
Yeah.
all right, let me be productive in 2, 3 hours instead of trying to do something for 8 hours. And then now I'm like, I don't know what I did in 8 hours. How
Yeah.
many times did I come home from work? Yes, what'd you do? I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah. Nothing.
It's like, oh, I sat and whatever.
You're like, you wait for
BS.
stuff to pile up so that you actually have
Correct.
legitimate work to do. And then you're like, okay, I got all of that done in one day.
So
So
when things
to keep your job, you needed to look busy.
correct. So I think that is what a lot of things that are people are not understanding. They're being busy is not being productive. You just looking that you producing, but you're really not producing anything.
Yeah.
You know. Um. So what about the? Have you ever had one of those days where you were exhausted? I get them all the time. When I'm like, damn, I'm tired as hell. But
I didn't do
what
anything.
did I do today?
Yeah.
What did I actually do?
Or if you have stuff to do on the calendar every day, sometimes that is overwhelming in itself. You're like, okay, well, I've got this to do and this to do and
Yeah.
this to do and this to do. Something every day. When do I get to relax? Because it's not
Correct.
just that thing that you're doing, it's preparing for that, or it's checking all the other little things before you have to get to that. And then it's who knows what happens the rest of the day. It's like
Yeah. I'm one of
people
those
need
that
like a balance.
I'm one of those that I'd rather do everything in 1 or 2 days and not do anything for the other days.
And then you look for stuff to do. But it may not be work, so it may be other things.
Correct. There's
Yeah.
other things.
Like
So,
play
but when it
pickleball.
comes to work thing, I'd rather do it all in 2 to 3 days
Yeah.
and get it done with.
Right. And then if there's
Um,
one or two things that pop up, obviously we're travel agents, so those things always pop
yeah.
up. They always seem to pop up right before we are going on vacation, but
Thank you guys
we're never
keeping us employed
on vacation.
right before we go on vacation.
But
But that's the main thing. I'm the type of person that whenever I'm like, all right, I don't know what to do. It's like I'm just like, all right, what am I gonna do? I'm like, I've had plenty of days where I don't get them so much now, but I used to get them, and I'm like, what'd you do today? I don't know. I'm
mhm.
like, but I'm tired. I'm tired of
I
doing
think
nothing.
that's more of like an emotionally,
It
mentally
does. It
draining thing.
drains you. The being busy without having
An
an
actual
end
task and
production,
stuff. Yeah.
you get exhausted.
Yeah. Because
Like,
you're just looking and looking and looking for stuff to do and ways to look like you're
yep.
being productive and you're
Now,
not.
now that we talked about this whole being exhausted and not being productive, we know that this is something that here to you is gonna trigger stuff. I already know it because you kind of went that way already early. What do
we're gonna
you
be fighting
think
after this show.
when you went like, whoa? I'm like, whoa, 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 rundown. That's in like
Mr.
4 segments from now. Not yet.
Mhm.
You getting ahead of us. But you kind of touched up on it. That being busy doesn't mean that you're successful. Doesn't mean that you being productive. Doesn't mean that you're doing things. But being busy also, or wanting to be busy because you feel that you're not doing enough, right? So you put upon yourself. What are some of the things that you feel um, get sacrificed? I mean, I can tell you when I was in the military, we did a lot of busy stuff that really didn't mean nothing, and a lot of things that got sacrificed was my family.
Mhm.
You know, I always tell people that it,
If you're watching, 19 year
if you're
old.
watching, I will say this: if the military wanted to give you a family, they would issue it to you.
Mhm.
You know, the
I don't
military,
think that was just. I don't think that was just for you in the military, though.
but
I
but
mean,
but you know what I mean? It's like I
yeah.
always tell that to people that remember if the military is all about the mission, it's all about the work. Uh, it's not about the family life, right? So if you want to have wife and kids and they didn't issue it to you, there's a reason for it,
Mm.
right? So what are some of the things that you
I feel like
have
that can
done?
also then hinder you or anyone else that comes out of the military that then carries that
Something.
mentality or doesn't
I
know
don't know.
then how to how to transition from that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you do.
But but truthfully, what are some of the things like you you've had jobs, you've worked in different places, you done busy work or acting as if and oh my god, I'm swamped with everything. What are some of the things that you've had to let go or it has
I mean, there are jobs that are just emotionally draining no matter what you do. Men maybe not just emotional, but, like, mentally draining. Like, even if you're I like, in customer service and you're just talking and talking and talking and talking all day, and then when you get home and maybe you have a spouse or you have kids or whatever, and of
you
course
don't
they
want to
wanna
talk to
talk to
them?
you, you are so drained from just talking and remembering, and it's just a mental thing. It's very draining. I did that at one place that was also kind of aggressive for 8 years,
Oh yeah.
and
Yeah.
there were days that were fine, but more days than not, it was just like a mental drain, and you just shut down. And then what do you have left to give your family? That's, I think, a thing that people don't really understand about
Yeah.
business and jobs and
Yeah,
kind
that
of.
that's one of those things that when you start leaving or trying to do too many things because you gotta be like, oh my god, I gotta have so much, so much, so much, so much. I gotta do all this. All this needs to get done. You tend to forget about yourself,
Mhm,
your health. You don't sleep well. You
mhm.
know, when when you tell me that you dreamt about your job, I'm like, yo, you gotta let it go when you sleep.
Mm-mm.
I'm like, when somebody says, oh, I can't go play pickleball because I was busy doing something, I'm like, really? What are your priorities? I'm
Well,
dead
we know where
serious.
his are.
What are your priorities? It's that kind of stuff. Is like a lot of people talk about your family gets hurt, your friends get hurt, your hobbies get hurt, your health gets hurt. But a lot of people don't realize time. That's something that it's the most thing that when you're busy, you lose time without realizing, you know?
You're like, you after a full day and you sit and you're like, "I just lost a
Where
full
did my
day.
day
What did
go?
I do all day?
What did I do?
Nothing. Now I have to do something or the same thing or whatever it was that I didn't do
Correct.
today tomorrow," and, like, you know?
Yeah. So I think the biggest cost of the busy badge, I think is time. Because time and it's not time to make money, it's not time that you lose, it's the time that you don't spend with your family, the time that you don't spend on your own health, the time that you don't spend on your hobbies to decompress, the time that you don't talk to your friends. I think that's the biggest loss that people get when they get into that busy, oh, I'm busy,
Yeah.
or I have all this to do, is that. time.
Yeah, because like you're like, oh, I had to do all this today. I was supposed to go to the doctor. I'll put that off, and then you put it off and put it off. Oh, I was supposed to call my friend or my grandma or my whatever. Oh, I'll do it next
Yeah.
week.
I would
Well, next
I
week may
would
come and
throw
go,
a
and
story there, but I'm not going there because I'm not trying to open old wounds. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't
No?
know.
Uh, no? Okay, I'm not going there, but it's an old story. Uh, about my great grandma
Mm,
and me being in the military, always busy and putting off, and not being able to go see my great grandma
I mean, the same
until,
thing happened with my grandpa.
you know, it's
I,
that
I
kind of
didn't put
stuff.
it off. It's just
But I
you
understand
just
a lot
kind
of
of wait.
people go through this when they're young. They just want to make money. They want to look busy. They want to,
But I think society also tells us that, hey, you have to do all these things to be successful. And then,
yeah.
oh, you retire and then you can enjoy your life.
So
Who is enjoying their life like they
that's,
were in their 20s when they're in their 70s? I'm only 40 something and
yeah,
I'm tired. My body hurts. My this. I can't do what I did in my 20s for sure.
yeah. But I think most people utilize the excuse of being busy because they're avoiding things.
Hmm.
I think they avoid facing hard decisions. They avoid uh, hard times in life. They just stay busy because they're avoiding
It
something,
gives them an excuse to brush that thing
that
off.
problem or that issue or
I'll
whatever
do
it
it later.
is.
I'll do it later.
Uh,
And then it snowballs into a very big issue. It
correct.
can. Not always, but
Now, I get if you're not the most organized person in the world and you're busy
spaghetti.
because you're not organized, I get it. It's understandable. Find someone that's organized, hire someone that's organized to help you.
Mhm.
There's a fix there, right? If you choose not to do that, then it's like, okay, why are you doing it? Is it because you just don't want to organize yourself? And do you not like your family? Do you not want to go home to your wife and kids? Do you know what I mean? There's some people that I know that would stay at work 24/7 and not want to go home. I'm like, do they not like their spouse? Why don't they go home?
Are we talking about you or somebody else?
I'm not talking about me. I come
Oh,
home all the
okay.
time. I hang out with you 90% of the time. I'm not going to say 99 because I do play pickleball, but 90% of the time I'm hanging out with you.
Well,
Even
then
when
I
I
know who you're talking
work, I wanted to come home to come
We used to work there
here,
together too, so
but
that was a lot.
there's some individuals that I'm like, what is happening?
We're like, "You don't need to be here. Why don't you go home?"
Correct. Go home to your wife and kids. You're not doing nothing. Why are you sitting here? It's like that's the part that I don't get is like, I don't know. Like I said before, I think some people are just use that
Avoiding.
avoiding something. They're avoiding failure. Well, guess what? Who was it?
You're actually creating failure by not being productive in the
Correct.
right moments
You're not
and not prioritizing other things because also too like
exactly.
when you spend time with your family and your friends and other business people, etc. Like you can get other people's perspectives and other ideas,
Yep.
and that can help your brain and help you flow better maybe because maybe something you didn't think about or something that somebody brought to your attention that you forgot. Just
Yeah.
other things. Like if you're just sitting doing nothing and looking productive but being not productive, it
Now
can it can be bad.
I'm gonna tell you what in my many years in managerial work, what being busy does.
Okay.
Know what it does? Being busy hides procrastination.
Yeah, it's other things too. We won't go into that those topics.
100%. A procrastinator will look busy all day because they don't want to do the hard things that need to get done.
Mhm.
They won't have the hard conversations. They won't have the hard uh, phone calls, the hard emails. They will do anything in the world to look busy so they don't have to face the hard stuff.
Very
And that's procrastinating, like quitting your job. I don't know who that is, but you procrastinate. The minute you you realize that you're procrastinating and you're just doing busy work, like, oh my God, I gotta do this, I gotta do this. Oh my God, I'm doing this. It's like you're just
The
procrastinating
minute
now.
you have to write down what you do on an hourly basis, you gotta
Yep.
go.
I'm just saying. Now, I got a
It's time
question
to
for
go.
you. Now, I got a question for you before we move on and go to
Trigger.
go to the fun part. You know, what is the one thing that you have been spending a lot of time on that it really is not moving your life
This was a me
forward?
question for you.
No, that's not a question for me. It is a question for you because my life keeps moving forward. I'm like, what is the one thing that you're doing that holds you back or that, you know, type deal?
Um,
I can give you what keeps
I
me
mean,
busy.
for busy, but is it productive?
No, it's these damn dogs that we have. You got to feed them, you got to bathe them, you got to take them out every 15 minutes because the damn dogs don't ever stop. They keep you busy, but they are not helping me be productive whatsoever.
That's totally off topic.
I'm dead serious. It's honest to God.
They're not that. They're not. What's one thing that I'm spending a lot of time on that's really not? Um, uh,
See, she's the first to tell you guys.
yeah.
It's the dogs. We know it.
Oh, no. I think you and I are thinking about two different moving situations. I mean, prioritizing or not prioritizing, dealing with,
Changes of the seasons.
I think though, changing of the seasons and then triggers the changing of the seasons has triggered other things that haven't been resolved
Okay.
yet from past, et cetera, et cetera. So all of those things are kind of snowballing right now and they are causing just so much chaos and
Okay.
unproductivity.
All right. So let's move on to the next one. We're gonna try to go and speed this up a little bit. We talked about don't be busy. Busy just is procrastination hidden. Is that what I meant to say?
It can be.
Okay. There you go. So let's talk about the fun stuff. Fun, 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 fun stuff. This is what we love doing. Okay. Now, when a person's spending all their time being busy, we talked about that they're not taking time to take care of themselves.
Hmm.
And this is the part that I love
And what does
because
Leslie like to do to take care of himself?
I love cruising. I love going on vacations and I love cruising. It helps with my ADHD and it makes sure that I'm not busy too much to hang out with my lovely wife and play pickleball on the cruise. Yeah, yeah. I get everything I want all in one. So this is the thing, right? Now lately, for real, this is for lately. I've been thinking that cruises are becoming like iPhones or cell phones. I'm not gonna say a brand. Sorry, I have an Android. They become like cell phones,
Yeah.
right? Every 6 months, every year,
There's a
there's
new,
an
bigger,
upgrade.
better.
There's bigger, better, bolder, whatever things are happening in the cruise lines,
Yeah.
right? Like it all started with uh Wonder of the Seas. Now we got Icon, Star, Legend, and who knows who else is going to be out there.
Heroes
Yeah, we got
coming.
with this. Yeah, there's a
Talking about
million
Royal
of them.
Caribbean
You know,
specifically,
it's
yeah.
like a all inclusive on the water nowadays,
Which I'm
right?
surprised you like because you don't really like all inclusives.
I don't like what
All inclusives.
I don't, but I, do-
The difference is the countries that you
it's not
visit.
that. But why do you think is that? Why are cruise lines or cruises becoming so more attractive to individuals um, like they were before? Before people were like, oh, cruises, oh, that's for old people.
Well,
Or,
I think because of now families especially want to get the most value, which We
Yeah,
we always like to emphasize getting the most value for your money, not just
not the
the
cheapest.
cheapest thing, because that's not always the best
We've
value.
all been to Dollar Tree and we got to spend a lot.
Yeah, we've had plenty of conversations about that. But so like the entertainment, the food, the different options for all the different generations of maybe family members that are going together. So it's more of a one size fits all, and you're not having to, you know, you don't have to make as many decisions either. You want to be on
Right.
vacation, you want to not have to stress about the things or think about the things, or where are we going to dinner tonight, or oh, what are we going to do today? Which you still have those options,
Well,
but it's all in a schedule.
you
So,
say
okay,
no
you want to do
decisions.
this and you want to do that, cool.
Well,
It's a little bit
you
different.
do make a lot of decisions. You have to decide where you're going to eat. If you want to eat
No, there's a
breakfast,
main dining
lunch,
room,
dinner. If you want to go to specialty dining, you got to decide
but you
what
don't
show
have
you
to
want to
decide
watch.
that. No, usually there's only one show per night.
Do you want to hang out with your kids or you want to
No,
go to adult only area? Do
but
you
those are
Those are
different.
choices you got to make in these
Yeah,
cruises.
yeah, but they're a little bit easier to make because they're
They're all there.
yeah,
I just think that cruise lines are starting to understand their
demographic.
customer better.
Hmm. Hmm.
And every cruise line is geared to the customer that they want, right? Royal, they're looking for families, younger people that like adventure, celebrities looking more for middle-aged people, professionals that want to relax, have luxury. Uh, Virgin Voyages is looking just for that badass party animal that I'm not gonna say hates kids, but just wants to be with party animals. That's and they want to do it their own way. Disney, of course, you're looking for that experience that Disney gives you.
Hmm.
Carnival is looking for that budget traveler, families, that kind of stuff. And of course, you then have your river cruises, your top of the line cruising like biking and stuff like that, that is looking for those individuals that
Want like the ultra luxury,
ultra
high end
luxury type
experience.
deal. So I think cruise lines are starting to understand their market better.
Hmm.
Uh, and the one thing that I like about cruises is that, like you said, I don't have to make that many decisions. You know, I can say, okay, yeah, I want to go play pickleball between 8 a.m. and 2 p.m. Oh, look, there's a show at 7. We're going? Yes, no. It's not like, oh, well, I'm not sitting like, oh, well, what do we want to do today?
Yeah. There's a calendar of events, so you just choose from
Correct.
those and then you go about
So
your
I think
day and
that's
you
one
the
of
different people will be
the
like, "Oh,
good
you wanna do
things
this and you
for it.
wanna do this? Okay, we can meet at dinner," and,
And I think
people can do
the
their own thing.
entertainment value that cruise lines give you too. And I'm just going to talk about uh,
Royal.
Icon of the Seas, right? They have that water show.
Yeah.
My God, I can sit there
Well,
and
this one's
watch them
indoor too.
practice.
Yeah.
You know, we sat there and watched the divers practice because that was just as amazing as the show.
Well, even on the old like, on
Uh,
Wonder
and
and
they
stuff like that,
have
they have the outdoor.
Broadway shows.
Mhm.
You know, what is it? They got Willy Wonka, Chocolate Factory, whatever is coming.
They
They
have
got
the
Back
Wizard
to
of
the
Oz.
Future. They got Wizard of Oz, which, by the way, that was the first time I had ever seen that movie. I saw it in a
Well, no, you
play.
saw Wicked before that, right? Or
Yeah,
after
I
that?
saw Wicked before that.
Which he didn't even
I
understand,
didn't
like,
know
"Wait,
what it
what?"
was about
I'm like, "You've
because I
never
had
seen
never
The
seen
Wizard
Wizard
of
of Oz.
Oz?
But you're able to see
The Broadway show
Grease,
Wicked. Yeah.
a Broadway type show. It is like Broadway, like a 2 hour show on a boat while you're there, and that's all included in the price.
Yeah.
You know, so there's a lot of different things like this that a lot of people don't realize they're able to do. Comedy, comedians, big name comedians that have been on HBO, Comedy Central, this and that come out and do shows. Yeah, some
Mhm.
of them bomb, some of them are really good. I'm not talking about that. We just watched one that bombed, but whatever. Yeah, you laugh about it, but I feel bad for him. Uh, but that's the thing. But the one thing that I'm seeing that there is really becoming popular with cruises is all their private destinations. You know,
Well, yeah, so
right off the bat.
Royal Caribbean has, Perfect Day, Coco Key. They have the beach club in Nassau. They
Yep,
actually have a beach club now in Santorini, which we
yep.
went to
They're opening
Santorini.
one in Mexico, and they're doing something else in Asia somewhere.
Yeah.
Uh, that one is in the works. uh, but they're gonna have private beach club. This is like a resort while you're on the boat, and you know, I know that Disney had their private island.
Hmm.
I think they were one of the first ones to have a private island, and then you had Ocean Cay with MSC, which every island that is private for these cruise lines has their own little niche,
Yeah.
right? Now, I'm going to talk about, not because I'm trying to promote Perfect Day at Coco Key or Coco Cay, however you want to say it, Key K, whatever you want to say. Um, but let's just use that island right now. They have a water park,
Hmm.
zip lines, hot air balloon, beaches, bungalows over water.
Hmm.
They have
They have like
a
a water
bar
bar,
a water
an
bar in the
ocean bar.
middle of the,
You have to
like,
swim to it to get to it.
whatever.
Yeah.
I almost drowned because I was drunk and I fell into the water. I didn't know it was that deep. Um, you know, they have adults only area, kids only area. They have restaurants. They got heated pools, non-heated pools. Uh, they have so many things in this island for you to do.
Yeah.
I mean, you got mozzarella sticks in there.
Oh, there's
I know they're good, you know, but that's what I'm saying. It's an extension of the boat because the food is included, drinks are included.
if you have the drink
If you have
package.
the drink package, if not, you can get the water, the juices, and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
They have the soft serve ice cream and all this other stuff. They even have, remember, they have the little flea market looking thing, but it's not really a flea market because it's
No, it's
expensive.
like store. Yeah,
The
it's a little
shops,
Caribbean shop stuff.
they
Yeah.
got beach volleyball, they have soccer, basketball. I mean, they have so many things in this island for
And
people to
yeah,
do.
a lot of them are included. Some of them are an extra cost, but
Yeah.
a lot of
But
them
what
are
I tell
included.
people is, how do you compete with that?
Hmm.
So now,
Like if you're doing like a land vacation, all of those different things you're paying extra for. Say you're coming
correct.
to Orlando, right? You're paying for every single thing. There's no all-inclusive option. There's no, let me just buy this one bundle and it includes all this stuff. I
Yeah.
mean, we can do that for you, but you're still choosing, your dinner time, and then you've got all the entertainment options and stuff like that. So and you're still in one place. You're still
Yeah.
only in Orlando. I think the
Correct.
big thing for you is like you're experiencing different countries, different cultures, different experiences within those, and that could be all within 4 days, a week, 10 days, etc.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of different things that gives you an option um, to kind of try out
Yeah.
other countries and see how you like them. You'll be like, oh, I want to come back here for a few days, or I want to come stay here, or when we
You
get home, I
talking
want
about
to
my
do this.
ADHD about visiting multiple countries on one thing? I got you. Yeah. I
I mean,
mean,
that's the best way to do it.
I mean,
And if you live
I think it
local
is.
or close enough to a port,
Yeah.
you're not paying for flights, you're not paying for all those other extras either. You're kind of getting on your parking or you're renting, you're taking a
Yeah.
taxi, getting on a boat, and you're off.
I just think for, let's say, $2,000, that's what it costs one person. Let's say average cost of cruise lines will be $2,000 for 7 days, right? If you do the math, you're getting breakfast, lunch, and dinner, right? That say that is $10 per meal. That's very cheap.
Nowadays, you're not
That's
getting $10
thirty
per meal.
dollars that you're gonna spend a day per meal. Let's say 50. That's more realistic. $50. One person is gonna spend $50 in 3 meals, and I'm not even counting that late night snack pizza run that every cruise line has. I'm just talking about $50 is what you're gonna spend to eat, right?
And that's one meal. You're
Times
not
seven,
including
that's $350
mhm,
just in meals. Let's say you're
the
trying to
basic,
and that's basic. One, this is all you can eat buffets. You
right?
can have more than one.
Yeah.
This is
Or
just,
if you go to the restaurant, because you can still get multiple things, and oh, I'm still hungry. Okay, then now you
yep,
can go to the buffet.
correct.
Now we can go
So,
get pizza.
and then let's say you want the drinks or the coffee. It's all extra money added there. The hotel room, let's say it costs $50 a night,
Per person
actually,
or whatever,
per
yeah.
person. Actually, most hotels, if you stay by yourself at a 2-star Red Roof Inn,
That's
let's
still
say it's
like
a hundred,
$75,
$75 a
$200 a
night.
night.
Let's
Yeah.
say $100 a night to be average.
You don't
right?
get
Times
breakfast.
7, that's $700 right there, just in a hotel and your 3 meals. You just spent $1,000,
You haven't
right?
even done anything yet.
You haven't, correct. You
Yeah.
haven't done nothing. You haven't gone to the pool. I mean, you can go Icon of the Seas or
You don't
any of
have
these ships.
you don't have, any kind of beverage throughout the day either. Like,
correct.
I'm sorry, 3 meals a day and one glass of water, that's not gonna cut it for anybody, so you're
So
buying
that's
all
what I mean.
those
It's like
extra
you
things
really
too.
have to see what you are really getting for what you're paying.
Yeah.
How many things you're able to do. I mean, how many people? But of course, there's going to be some cheap asses out there and say, "Well, I can do all of this." I don't know why I use that voice. I'm sorry again. I'm not saying that you're Southern if you're cheap, but I can do all of this for $10.99 because Mama said so.
Well, go
You
back to
know,
1989 and you can do all that.
correct. So it's like that's what I tell people. There's so much a cruise is. It's there's so much to do in a cruise that I think that's why they're becoming so appealing
Mhm.
to more people nowadays.
Yeah.
And because cruises are catering to their customer,
Yeah, there's
they're
different
able to find
options
it.
too for different cruise lines, right? I
Correct.
mean, just like when you go to a land vacation, yeah, there's different options for different
Yep.
hotels and resorts, et cetera, et cetera. So it's what you're comfortable with, what you're expecting out of like amenities and things like that. The
Yeah.
cruise lines are the same thing. It also depends on the time of year that you're going.
Correct.
It also
You may get them
depends
cheaper
on
too.
exactly some
You
last
get
minute
free
ones
babysitter in a cruise if you got a kids.
during the day.
We don't
Yeah,
need that. But if you got kids, you got a free babysitter throughout the day.
most of the time, yeah.
Yep. Just saying.
Our kids are grown, so I don't even know why that matters.
Yeah, I don't know why I bring that up, but
Even when they were younger, I don't think they
they
ever.
never went. They always want to
Yeah.
be with us at
I
the
think there was
water
like
park. I
maybe
was like,
once where
these
like
damn kids.
they were all within the same because there's different age groups, right? So I think there was one time where they were all within kind of the
Yeah.
same one and they could all go together and they did like scavenger hunts and stuff, but that
Uh,
was maybe one day.
Yeah, but
The
these
rest
kids
they had never
nowadays, you
was.
see them running in packs in these cruisers. They're like, "Oh, we're doing a scavenger hunt," and then you see them all over at the ice cream place getting high on ice cream. Cruiser, the
Because
only
it's
place that
24
parents
hours a
let the
day.
kids eat ice cream for breakfast. Oh,
Yeah.
what did you have? I had ice cream.
The parents do the same thing, so
Yeah,
don't let
they
them
do.
lie to you.
So now before we wrap this up, right? What is something you have a tip for travelers? Let's talk about what is the one tip you will have for them. If you could give any traveler before they go on a cruise, before they travel, what's your tip for?
My tip is do not like if you have to fly into a location
Yeah.
to get on a cruise, don't fly on the same day. You never know what could happen. Oh, I'm leaving at 5 in the morning. I'll get there in time. If you're coming to, we went on a cruise out of Miami. Remember, we stayed near Miami or in Miami.
I don't know.
We were driving, we stayed overnight even. This is a thing too.
I don't
We
know.
stayed overnight even, and we were driving to the port. They had a marathon that
Oh
morning.
yeah, you were talking
We
about the
were
marathon.
still almost not
talking.
to the boat on time
Yeah, I remember that.
because we were like, oh
we were
no, we'll
close.
have plenty of time.
Yeah, yeah, I remember that.
So,
I was like, huh?
like,
I'm like, when I'm in
always at
Miami, I'm
least
like,
get in the
I
day
don't know.
before, stay the night, make sure you get to the port early. I'd rather be at the port early and just sitting there waiting to get on the
Man, get
boat.
on the boat early
No,
if you
I know, but
can.
if they don't let you, I'd rather be at the port waiting
Yeah,
than being
true.
stuck somewhere not getting in. There
That
was
is
another
true.
time where we took a taxi somewhere and we still felt like we were going to miss the boat.
Yeah.
It was crazy. So fly in at least a day before. If you're going to a place that you've never been and you want to visit it, like we did when we went to Europe this year, we flew into Rome on a Friday and our cruise left on a Monday. We enjoyed Rome
Yeah.
for a couple days and it was great. So yeah, that's my tip. Get
That
there
is
early
true.
because again, an extra night at a hotel is a lot more cost effective than missing your flight, missing your cruise, not making it to the boat on time.
Yeah.
Whether you have travel protection or not. Doesn't
True.
always cover everything.
True. Now, funny enough, all these things today had something in common. You know what that was?
What's that?
We like doing them all. No, no, but truthfully, whether if you're at a pickleball court watching sports, or if you're in any kind of competition, because we're all part of that team, that's my team. Oh my God, we did bad, but you've never played that damn sport, right? Like, I like, oh my God, Orlando City, that's my team. I'm like, man, I don't play for them. They don't pay me.
If you can see the
You
things
know,
behind me, we're
you're
obviously big
working,
fans.
we do that. Traveling, we do that. Make the decisions. That's gonna make a difference. Now, before we leave, what are some of the takeaways that you got, Jordan, out of this fun-filled conversation we had?
So definitely make sure that you are, I think, being intentional with your time. Um, being busy doesn't always equal being productive and moving yourself, whether it be personal or professional, forward. If you keep on moving backwards, then you keep on trying to catch up. So I think that's really important. Watch The Dink. It's a funny movie. I don't rate it very high, but it's still a funny movie if you're at all into pickleball. Um, and it's always a good time to go on vacation.
There you have it. And that's another episode for Networking Unfiltered. Now, remember, whether you are being under pressure, chasing goals, or trying to take that dream vacation, keep showing up, keep growing, and don't forget to keep it unfiltered.
And enjoy the journey.
Yep. We'll see you later.